Good morning. Welcome to week 8 of the Managing Broker Orientation. We've talked a little bit last week about what IDFPR requires from you. There are some further things that they're going to require from you. We're going to talk about today one of the very big ones, how to handle escrow funds and other documents in your office. If, as a managing broker, you do accept earnest money, you must maintain a separate account, not commingle funds, place the money into a federally insured institution, and a consent to examine and audit special accounts form must be completed by the managing broker. Money must be held in a non-interest-bearing account unless otherwise required by law or both parties agree to it. Escrow funds must be deposited the next business day. If the transaction fails, earnest monies can only be distributed with the consent of both parties. If there is no consent, other actions can be taken by the broker after a certain period of time. To disperse funds, only the signatures of the principals are required. The broker need not sign off. Escrow and financial records can be kept manually or with software and must include the following: an escrow journal for each account, a ledger for each transaction, a monthly reconciliation, a master log, bank statements, records relating to real estate transactions, employment agreements, and payments of compensation. I want to remind you of what documents IDFPR, the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, requires to be kept and how long you are required to keep them. Contracts and anything that have to do with contracts need to be kept for 10 years. Incident reports and claims, 7 years. All disclosures, 5 years. That includes all disclosures, including agency disclosures. Remember, even when you do not make a sale, the agency agreements that were used must be kept by the company, not simply by the broker. There are some other types of correspondence that must be maintained as well. Any correspondence that pertains to a contract should be maintained the same amount of time as a contract. Remember, that was 10 years. Correspondence pertaining to routine matters should be discarded within 2 years. This might include items such as notes that require no follow-up, form letters with no follow-up, general inquiries, and letters of complaint after the matter has been settled and nothing more needs to be done. Interoffice memos should be stored in the file that pertains to the subject of the memo. Transaction files should be maintained for 5 years. Correspondence of a significant event or matter should be retained indefinitely. We now need to decide about some other types of correspondence: electronic documents. Emails that deal with transactional matters, 5 years. Keep a copy of the email with the transactional file. The copy can either be paper or electronic, but a copy must be kept. It is the licensees in the office who are responsible for maintaining the emails correctly. And remember, you are responsible for supervising those licensees. Make sure that they know the rules. Personal emails should be read and destroyed. Instant messages and text should be treated just like emails. If a hard copy of a text is created, it can simply be deleted. If no hard copy is created, it must remain, so retain it for 5 years. Company equipment should not be used for personal emails. Electronic mail and PDF documents should be treated and stored just as though they were paper. And of course, all confidential information should be stored and carefully protected. Next week, in week 9, we're going to talk about the documents that you're required to keep and what you need to have on hand if IDFPR comes and ever audits you. One of the things to remember is, even if you are a self-sponsoring broker, all of the paperwork that all brokerages have to have, you have to have as well. See you next Tuesday at 9.